Travis Kelce talks about celebrating with girlfriend Taylor Swift at Arrowhead Stadium after the Chiefs' win over the Houston Texans. On Tuesday, January 21st, the Kelce brothers released a new podcast. Jason Kelce said, "Congratulations on your first win of 2025. This is definitely a great start to the next Super Bowl championship." Travis laughed and said, "Oh, that was great. That win was important. You know, it was a very tough round, and it was a good start for us." Jason then said, "You know, the appearance of our family and the Taylor family in the stands at Arrowhead Stadium made the atmosphere at the game even more exciting." Travis laughed and said, "Yeah, their appearance was great." Jason said, "Hey Travis, after the game did you have a party together to celebrate the Chiefs' victory?" Travis laughed and said, "Oh, of course, it was one of the fun times for everyone in that room." Jason laughed and said, "That was great. Maybe I missed the big moment because I was busy with my job as a commentator for ESPN." Travis said, "Oh yeah, actually we were talking and everyone had a drink to celebrate the Chiefs' win." Jason said, "Oh yeah, it seemed like you were serious when you were with Scott, right?" Travis with a serious face said, "Oh yeah, you know, Scott and I had a long talk." Jason said, "Hey Travis, how did you feel when you were talking to Taylor's dad? I guess Scott had something important to tell you." "Right, because I saw that everyone was serious," Travis said. "Actually Scott asked me something that made me very confused and unable to find a consensus. Scott, he mentioned my wedding with Taylor. I was really surprised, but he made me feel very safe and that special care was deeply imprinted in my mind. That feeling I will never forget." Jason with a shocked face, raised his hands high and shouted, "OMG, I think that is a very big thing. You really took that special care of me, my friend." Travis added, "Scott, he made me realize many things and I know I have to learn and remember that. He is a respectable person." Jason said, "So do you have any plans for your wedding?" Travis said, "Actually I was a little confused at that time. But Scott told me that he wanted to hold a wedding in Nashville." Scott added that Nashville had a lot of meaning to his family, especially when Taylor stood next to me. She also nodded after hearing Scott's father said. Jason was surprised again and said, "Oh my God, that's true. Then what did you say, Travis?" Travis said, "I have my own plan and of course I will agree. Taylor, she is also very happy with my decision." Jason shouted, "Wow, you are really a real man. I like you in that. Taylor, she is a happy woman because you are always willing to do everything for her." Travis laughed and said, "Come on man, are you flattering me?" Jason said, "You know Travis, I always appreciate a man who is always willing to do everything for his girlfriend. And of course that always makes everyone support." Travis said, "Oh yeah, I'll take your word for it." But the old guys danced and celebrated. Then both Kelce brothers laughed happily. Jason said, "At the game the fans were quite amused by the Taylor and Caitlyn moments." Travis said, "Yeah, they look like best friends. In last week's podcast when Caitlyn joined our conversation, she was quite funny and talked very friendly. I guess she and Taylor were friends." Jason said, "I think so too." A viewer also left a comment saying, "Hey, come here and see, Taylor and Caitlyn look like sisters." Travis and Jason laughed happily, making the atmosphere more lively. Travis laughed and said, "Come on man, it was an important game. Great, that day we completed the mission." Jason said, "So how are you going to celebrate that win? By working out?" Travis laughed and said, "Oh, of course it can't be that boring. Taylor, she would never like that." Jason with a blank face seemed to be sitting still for about 15 seconds. Travis reminded Jason that, "Hey Jason, are you okay?" Jason with big and round eyes said, "Travis, what did you just say? You mean Taylor, she is there too?" Travis laughed and said, "Oh yeah, she will attend the first game of the new year of the Chiefs." Jason screamed and ran out of the room. A sound rang out from the living room. Jason's voice echoed into the office. "Hey Kyle, come up here and see if you are dreaming." Then Jason ran back to the room and sat down on the chair and said, "Okay Travis, say it again." Travis did a look under the table action and said, "Hey Jason, what the hell are you doing in there taking so long?" Then both Kelce brothers laughed happily. Travis said, "Actually we just had a visit to Taylor's mansion in Rhode Island, then we went back to Kansas. Actually the trip was pretty short, but it's been a while since we've been there. Jason said, "Oh, that's where we had a meaningful trip a few months ago and the Mahomes family was there." Travis said, "Yeah." Jason said, "Hey Travis, what do you think about me calling it your honeymoon?" Travis laughed and said, "Come on man, maybe it's figurative." Jason with a distracted face, laughed and said, "Yeah man, I know that feeling, I guess you're a very happy guy." Travis said, "Thanks, wish everyone the same." Then both Kelce brothers laughed happily. Travis said, "Now it's the AFC qualifiers, this is officially an ideal race before the Super Cup." Jason said, "You guys have had 2 weeks to prepare, you are confident before that game Travis." Travis laughed and said, "Of course I am always ready, although our opponent this time has a very annoying style of play." Jason said, "It's great that all the Chiefs members are in extremely good form." Travis said, "We have made some tactical adjustments in this new qualifier, and all the Chiefs members responded to it in the best way." Then Jason said, "Is it possible that Taylor has brought you such a good competitive spirit Travis?" Travis laughed and said, "Oh, it would be great if our dinner had not had an unexpected incident with Taylor's dish." Jason said, "Oh, you guys had one of those memorable moments, right Travis?" Travis laughed and said, "Oh thank you, our trip was really memorable. Taylor, she is really good at cooking. I couldn't sleep all night because of the rib sauce, although I really like to eat it, it seems like my stomach didn't listen." Jason laughed and shouted, "OMG my boy, did you know that Taylor will watch our show, Travis?" Travis laughed and said, "Oh, that's not right at all." Jason said, "So are you feeling better?" Travis said, "Today Taylor gave me some medicine and I'm fine." Jason said, "That's good." Travis said, "It's really delicious, it's spicy and sour, it suits my taste, but I don't know why my stomach is like that, maybe I ate something." Jason said, "Oh, you know, there are many reasons, after all, we are not doctors." Then both Kelce brothers laughed happily. Alex Smith played with hundreds, maybe thousands, of teammates during his 14-year career as an NFL quarterback. "None," he said, "was quite like Travis Kelce. If I had to make a team from those guys of the teammates I remember and will always remember, Travis is absolutely first team on that list," said Smith, who retired in 2020. "He's in the huddle. Travis is a guy who gives energy. Every interaction with him you like. You always feel better after talking to him. There aren't many teammates you would say that about. Some relationships are so unique. Some people are so magnetic and you love being around them, and Travis is one of those guys." Smith isn't the only teammate to feel that way about the 35-year-old Kansas City Chiefs tight end. Others describe him as what most might expect, a bold, larger-than-life personality. "He's pumping us up every time we're walking out on the field, like, 'Let's go boys, let's go,'" said linebacker Leo Chenal, now in his 3rd season with the Chiefs. "Every time somebody makes a play, he'll call him out specifically or go on the side after a play. That's great. That's great. Keep it going, keep it going." He's so personable, but at the same time he's a great leader. The emotional, boisterous side of Kelce is the one most obvious to fans, after he scores a touchdown or makes a clutch play. Kelce, a 10-time Pro Bowler and 4-time choice for first-team All-Pro, is sure to go down as one of the greatest tight ends of all time. He's 3rd among players at his position in career catches, 1,004, and yards, 12,151. He also carried the passing game with 7 catches for 117 yards and a touchdown against the Houston Texans in the divisional round to help the Chiefs to their 7th straight AFC title game against the Buffalo Bills on Sunday, 6:30 p.m. CBS. But that's one side to Kelce. There's another side.